You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from a small prop plane loaded with cocaine, straight from Pablo's house. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast.
There. I can do it again.
Hey.
Hey.
We're here. All right. Welcome to the Wicked Theory Podcast. My name is Bill Sweeney. Every week I kind of put together some shenanigans, and this week that's exactly how we started.
I'd say so.
Well,
Yeah.
it's more like he-nanigans. There's no she's here.
That's true. Well, you haven't seen me in a dress. We
Actually,
got,
I have, Bill. I'm your brother.
You heard him kind of already, I think. I don't know how it went. I think I hear voices. We got Jay.
Rock and fucking roll, baby.
Oh, man. All right. And then we got Ed.
Life is like a swap meet. You never know when great riches are going to turn up unexpectedly.
I think that's true. And we got Dom.
Hey, I'm Dom. I won't read you some nonsense quote. Just what's up?
We gave him a microphone this week. Gave him his own
I have my
microphone
own
back.
Someone decided to let him talk.
That's nice.
It's probably better the other way.
We'll see. But at the end of the episode, we'll come back to this and we'll see how it went. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll grade you.
Yeah.
And then Brother Bob on the guitar.
That's everybody.
There you go. They call him Noodles. Nasty Noodles is what they call Bob.
I think my new nickname on the show is Shades.
Shades.
Noodles McGinty.
You need noodle shades. and
Someone's
noodles.
indoors wearing sunglasses at night.
Just saying.
What brand of sunglasses are those?
I won't say because I don't want to.
You don't endorse. We don't do endorsements.
I don't want to break any contract.
They're called Nay-bands.
Right. We'll go.
They're
with
the
it.
brand that Uncle Jay uses.
Oh, there you go.
So if you guys have been paying attention, you'll know what they are.
Uncle Jay approved that message.
That's
There
right.
you go. There you go. That's how it goes. Yeah. Hi. How is everybody? How's everybody doing?
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Good,
All
fucking
right.
A.
Well, we tried to do a thing with the open.
Fucking B, C, and D, too.
obviously, technical difficulties would not allow it. And I just said, screw it. We'll just keep going forward.
I'll re-record it for you. Edit it in later.
Yeah. Well, that's a live only.
Yeah, we'll
take.
put it. Yeah, well, no, I was gonna say we'll put it in the live show later.
Right. we'll edit it in on the fly.
Yeah.
That'll be the director's cut.
Right.
It's a special edition.
It's very special.
The limited exclusive edition.
I don't know anymore.
Maybe a two-discer.
A 2-disc, yeah.
Is this 124 or 125?
125.
25.
Do we celebrate anything on 100? Is it another increment of 25? Do we celebrate?
fuck that.
At 150.
Fuck that.
No, after 100, it's
It's
like
only
every
any other
50.
100.
It's every 50, I think.
That's yeah. And that's
then
even
after-
that's the kind of
yeah,
like
and
man.
then after like 250, it's every 100.
Right. Is that?
We say the word fuck an extra 125 times.
There'll be a lot of that. Guarantee it. All right, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a rule book that got that detailed, but that seems about right.
Yeah.
That's when you make the big deal.
Well, apparently Ed wrote one.
Yeah.
I think if you're following wedding anniversary rules, I think wedding anniversaries only go up to 75. So after that, you know.
Yeah, and then
There's
after
not- there's nothing.
after every 1,000, it's only every 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson, I guess. That's we'll put that in the book, and say that's for Wesley. That
Wesley.
nugget brought to you by Wesley.
There you go.
So this is episode 124. We're gonna get some news in there.
125.
25. Jesus Christ, this is the worst episode ever. Holy shit. All right, so this is 125. Thanks for putting that in the doc. So we'll do news. We'll do some email if there are any. Hint, hint to anybody listening live. You have some time still. Clock is
Yes.
ticking.
Yeah.
Chat room game. Some reviews because you guys saw some movies and stuff.
Yes, I did.
You did. That's good. That's good. And if anybody wants to see us on, hear us on other shows, just one last reminder, we'll do this. It's Gotham Lights.
Yes.
Ed, you were the big special.
I was the guest host this week.
Guest host of honor this week.
Yes.
Little round robining going on over there as Hanno takes a break.
Yeah.
And I heard it.
And?
B+. I'll give you B+. I mean, Henno's pretty amazing. It's a lot to live up to.
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Hashtag grow the stash.
Hashtag grow the stash for sure. And you can find out more about the Grow the Stash campaign by listening to Gotham Lights on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But I agree and support that message.
Yeah, and I that episode's up now, and next week my co-host on DCTV Report, Sarah Netzley, is going to be the guest host.
Nice. You're going to be two ladies on that one.
Ladies.
Ed and the ladies.
No, just
the ladies.
Just the ladies.
Just the ladies. They don't need no men's. Not at all.
I'll call in.
You call them?
Yeah.
Start ringing
Need
cell
a
phones.
Suave Guinea to go in there.
They'll have the Skype connection. And
What are you doing? What are you doing? Put me on speaker.
What are you ladies doing, huh? Little DC talk, huh?
What are you just wearing? Some
Got the Wonder Woman
you got
clothes
some
on?
DC merchandise on? Huh? What do you got? Like a
Those
softball
fucking
jacket?
Steph and Sarah, I do not support these comments.
Fucking underoos or what, huh?
All right, chaos.
Give me that.
Time to reel it back in.
Yeah, I apologize.
Wow,
That's
guys.
me. It got real crazy. You just mentioned girls, and it's
I
just
am-
like this
I-
whole room turned into little boys.
I think it was just you and Jay.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Oh, come on.
You're always uncomfortable.
They're game. They're game for a little fun.
So yeah, keep your eyes on the Gotham Lights. We'll be there, hanging out and helping out whenever they need us. That's how that goes. I know I missed something there because you guys are all laughing, and I was.
I just said they were game for a little fun. And
Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
They
They're
are.
good-
They
they're
like
good
fun.
sports.
Who doesn't like fun, Ed?
I thought we were past it.
Besides you, we were. Damn, we were almost out. Shades is right. All right, so. Shades isn't cool enough. We got to figure out something else. We got
You
to figure
know,
out
if I
something
put
else.
mine on, we can actually go to Ray-Ban and
We
get
just
some
call him
fucking
Ray. He's
funding.
just Ray. Okay. It's Ray Bands.
Ray and Ban.
I want to just give a quick thank you and a shout out to the people who support us on Patreon because we did hit the 1 year mark over there, and that's some cool shit. And a lot of you have, been there the whole time. It's not like we didn't lose many people in a way. Like
Thank
you know
you.
what I mean?
You forget we're on your bill.
Yes. Bob's always breaking it down.
Celebrate good times.
Come on.
Come on.
So, really big thanks to you guys, and we just put out the special for the month, and I know, obviously there's a little bit of backlog on the after shows, but like I said before, we kind of like that, but it's actually like a lot now. I have to catch up because it's just too many in the backlog a little bit. When I took a look, I was like, oh, that's quite a few. So, yeah, expect those soon, and again, like, seriously, big thank you. Big thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Grazie.
Hey, and anyone that's listening to this that's not on the Patreon,
Should I break it down for them?
just try and, help a brother out. Something like that. I don't know.
That's breaking it down. Check us out on patreon.com/Wicked Theory. If you go there, you can get the after shows that we do live. That's where you find them after they're live. They're no longer available. So, and then we usually kind of lately been playing, like, just because of the way time runs, we've been pushing the games to that hour. It's not actually the plan, but that's where they've been ending up.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear us having even more fun,
Yeah. And it's a lot looser.
yeah. Oh, it's a lot looser.
And it
doesn't seem like a thing we should be allowed to be, but
Yeah. Well, that's because we're usually a lot looser by then.
well, the first couple of minutes of the show is usually chaos. And then if anybody's still around, they might hear something that sounds like a real show.
This show was this show's
episode,
beginning
Like
this
today.
episode.
was pretty chaos.
Chaos Central.
It doesn't cost you much. Every little bit helps.
That's right. Thank you for staying on the point, Ed.
Yeah.
It's a bean.
Although if you sign up for the high dollar one, you get a nice coffee mug.
Yeah.
You can get a real nice coffee mug, and also, at the next tier up from $1, it's $3, and with that you get the special episodes and the stickers and shit. So it's
Right, yeah. So
Jay, how much could you give?
What?
How much could you give?
What's what are we talking about the Patreon?
Sorry,
How much could people give on the Patreon?
Jay, tell him. You broke
Couple $2-3.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go. So, well,
$2-3.
that was better. Though. That was a better line than I had. All right, so we mentioned the DCTV report. If people don't know what that is by now, it's the other podcast, and Ed and Sarah on that, recapping DCTV shows every week. Right now, there's a couple episodes. It's just been Gotham, but it's a nice ramp up because all those shows are coming back. So they got Lucifer coming, and what else next week?
Lucifer's next week, and then the week after that, we've got 4 CW superhero shows coming back.
That's 4 more than you need.
We got Supergirl, Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow,
Satan.
and Arrow.
Well, Lucifer is son of Satan.
Satan.
So,
Jay, you would like Lucifer.
I do. I know him personally. Actually, me and Bob know him personally.
maybe that's Dom's look. Maybe he's going for that Lucifer look with those California.
I think I'm heading that way. From what I did when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah, we got jobs. When we die, we got jobs in hell.
Yeah.
We're gonna stir the cauldron.
Someone's got to stir the shit.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, that's going to wrap that up. People want to send emails to that show, wish them well and such.
Yeah.
They're
Sign
at
up
DC.
now.
They're at DC at the DC TV at Wicked Theory, and then they're on Twitter too.
At DCTV Report.
Thank you.
Yeah, sign up now before they get famous and have assistants who end up watching all the shows, and then they go on air and do all the talking.
You know,
Right now, they're doing all the hard work.
that's right. Actually, there's so many shows, the way Berlanti puts them out, that you're just you'll have to hire somebody to watch them because you can't possibly consume them all and live a life.
Nah, a
You know what I
Clockwork
mean?
Orange every night.
Just prop those eyes open, get the little toothpicks, jam them open, and just run that shit on a loop. I hear you. It's the only way.
Sarah comes over, they take turns strapping each other down so they can't move.
There you go. There you go. It's the way to do it.
Catheters, you know.
That's it. That's it.
Edible catheters.
Those are the
Why you gotta say catheter for?
those are the one TV commercials I can't watch. That just like the catheter commercials. I hate those.
It's not the William Devane thing. It's not the William Devane trying to sell you gold commercial.
Or the medical commercials, which are always telling you now, if you're allergic to this stuff, don't take this stuff.
Because it's going to kill you, too.
Right, it's like, this stuff does this for you, but if you're allergic to this, then don't take this.
Well, what's funny is that the comparison where it's like, if you sneeze once every several weeks, we have a medication for you. It's like the tiniest little ailment.
Right.
And then it's like, but it's going to, give you lesions on your face and, get an extra asshole and like all
Oh,
this
that'll
other-
be fun.
But though it'll get rid of about 80% of your eczema.
Depends on where it is.
Yeah,
Jack.
exactly.
Depends on where the extra asshole appears.
Yeah.
It's random, I have a feeling. All right, enough of the extra assholes. Okay? Which, by the way, was my nickname in high school.
Extra asshole?
Yeah, like, who's this extra asshole hanging out with us? Feels like it happened, all right, maybe? All right, so who's in the chat room? Who's bothering to listen to this live?
So we got Wesley Ryan Gaskins.
Wesley!
We got Chad Envy.
Chattanv.
We got Obi Ram Kenobi.
Oh, the wandering
back.
ghost.
Back
Okay,
He's back.
he's back.
Thanks for coming back.
Why?
Glad to see we didn't scare you away
generations.
last time.
I'm going to give him a game, I think.
Yeah,
I think we're going to give him a...
We got a good one this week.
Let's call it TV plus TV. The closest we're going to get to math around here.
Two TV shows jammed together.
That's
in
it.
One title.
That's it.
Examples include Wheel of Jeopardy,
Who hasn't heard that one, right?
Gilligan's Fantasy Island,
That's not too bad.
and My Three's Company.
Huh? Anybody?
I get it.
You see what I
get
did
it.
there? You see what I did there?
You know,
I took my 3 sons
Yeah.
and Three's Company
yeah.
and made it my Three's Company.
I mean, Fred,
Huh?
yeah.
Huh?
Horny
Anybody?
fucking horror.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Fred McMurray, man. Fred
He's
McMurray.
from,
Although-
he's looking down on me from heaven right now.
I gotta tell you, the first couple seasons with Will Frawley.
All right, listen.
those-
the fact that
and then
you know it so well that there's a change up
you know,
in the cast.
well, no, it's a shame because he kicked the he kicked the bucket. Actually, no. You know why Will Frawley was asked to leave that show?
Well, you know why he kicked the bucket? Because in the 50s, there wasn't a lot of things to do. So it was a lot like throwing rocks and skipping stones and jacks. You kick the bucket.
Yeah.
It's like playing kick the can.
No, he had heart problems, and so insurance didn't want to pay for him. And evidently, this happened when he was on I Love Lucy.
Right.
And Desi Arnaz stepped in and said, "Don't worry. I paid insurance. You don't worry about it.
You don't worry
and
about it."
So Will Frawley thought that Fred McMurray was going to do the same thing, and Fred McMurray was like, "I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave the show." Like, you fucking bad.
Really? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. These are ancient TV bon mots from
This-
Ed O'Hare.
Yeah, these are classic, 50s, 60s TV nuggets.
Oh my God, this is what people come here for.
Yes.
They line up in droves to get this kind of content.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever fucking bring that shit to this table again. I'm just letting you know. If it's like a Nick at Night, fucking some digging deep, and it's not Abbott and Costello, like, if you bring black and white era shit to my table again.
So you're classifying Nick and Knight with math and
Yeah.
politics
I'm
and all
adding that
okay.
to the and no Nick and Knight related.
No math, no Nick and Knight.
Save the black and
No
white.
Nick and Knight nuggets. Okay.
He could save some of the black and white stuff that he's got for the DC TV report.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You know, I
Yeah,
have
do
not,
the Nick and Knight report.
Well, that's only because we're not on it.
I have not had anything tonight, but somehow I don't know. Dom's having something right next to me, and I don't know if that's moving off onto me.
Oh.
Does it work like it's like secondhand smoke, right?
No.
No. Okay.
It does a move off onto you.
Dude, how are you gonna like rat him out like
Straight edge.
that?
Wow.
Come on,
You know,
that's
straight-
fucked up, man.
Wow.
This guy's smoking crack and trying to be discreet about it, and you're just blowing up his spot.
Smoke crack, don't you? Know what that does to you, son? Kills your brain cells.
And just in case anybody tries to trick you, Ed, crack and freebase are basically the same
I
thing.
don't want to smoke crack, Mr. Clark.
Really?
And just to clarify,
totally.
just to clarify for everyone in the audience here,
Yeah.
the steam that comes out of the cup of noodles that I'm eating won't affect your brain. Don't worry.
Oh,
about it, I
okay.
promise.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of salt.
It's
in
not,
this.
yeah, it's a lot of sodium in that steam.
Yeah.
And I love me that sodium.
I love LA.
Love
All
that
right.
stu-
So, kids,
No, you know what it was? It's the creamy chicken flavor and not the regular chicken.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what gets me like.
I
you know,
get a little nauseous sometimes
you know,
when I smell certain
and
foods.
the fact that like it's dairy, but it was not in a refrigerator, it's kind of like I don't know. It makes me kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's a little thicker than it should be. That's what I tell her anyway.
It's the broth that counts.
It all comes
Pardon
down
me,
to the
I just
broth.
coughed my brains out.
All comes down to the broth.
The broth.
The broad.
That should be like a year.
I like your I love LA.
Shit.
reference. That's great.
But I do.
You love LA?
I love LA. All right.
You got it.
You got it. All right, that's my
Got
who's
another
that? Who's that?
perfect day. Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
I love LA.
All right, stop, because I'll do it for 20 minutes. Okay. We're done. We put it out the chat room game. We're going to hit the news. And I don't know if you people know it, but we do that shit every week. A little nerdy news, a little geeky gossip, a little pop culture. I need someone to news o'clock. That'll do. That's much better. All right. So with that, some guy Dennis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
See, I knew it was gonna be French.
Gesundheit.
Kazamal's off to you too.
Who you may know from Sicario,
Oh, okay.
Arrival,
Gesundheit.
and the upcoming Blade Runner 2049.
Okay, films.
There's a certain kind of
He's
trajectory.
good. Prisoners is a great fucking movie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So he has just signed on with Sony
Yeah.
to direct a Cleopatra movie.
I would
right.
watch that under his
All right. What's next in the list?
direction.
What's next?
I got a quick question about this.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of casting squabbles that are going on right now. The whole thing with Hellboy. Remember back when they had that? Was it Gods of Egypt?
Oh,
that,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that had
yeah,
a big.
yeah, I got you.
And then Exodus, Gods and Kings. It's like where Ridley
And
Scott.
then there's that trailer you were watching earlier,
Yeah,
which is another one where it's like
yeah, The Guardian.
The Guardian. Was that from Disney or some other independent?
No. This is like one of those like cheap little knockoff.
Steve's
Yeah.
animated cartoons for families and friends.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, but like especially Exodus, Gods and Kings, the Ridley Scott
You
directing.
talk about the casting and the whitewashing stuff and all that kind of
but
thing.
like you get Joel Edgerton and Sigourney Weaver to play the rulers in ancient Egypt.
Is that the plan?
No,
no, you just said this is probably where we're
that
gonna
was
end
the
up.
Ridley Scott movie.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that they will finally buck that trend and cast an Egyptian actress to play Cleopatra?
Gosh, probably not.
No, you're gonna get somebody stellar to do it because he's not about failure. He's one of the best directors we got working today. That's why I think there's gonna be a lot of merit to this piece.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
The closest you're gonna get is what's her name who plays Wonder Woman. I'm saying that's the closest.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
She is
to
Middle
me,
Eastern.
casting
Hollywood's like that's the same, right? In Hollywood,
Yeah.
they were like that's close
Yeah.
enough, isn't it, buddy?
Well,
to me,
I know what you're getting at.
Casting a white actress takes away clout. That's what would give
Well, I
this
get it,
clout
yeah.
is
Yeah.
casting authentic.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree.
No, I
You
think
know, the time has come.
To start kind of doing that stuff
Yeah.
and giving it a shot
Yeah.
and being like, look, like, yeah. that stuff can move.
Yeah. Now they're saying there were rumors that Angelina Jolie was attached to this, but evidently she didn't even read the emails that they sent.
No, that's when Cameron was attached to it. He
Yeah.
wanted her to do it, and
Yeah, well, I don't. Well, good call on her.
but getting back to what you were saying about actually, it's time to start filling the role right.
Yeah.
They did that. You know who Cliff Curtis is? He's Travis on Fear the Walking Dead, or he was. He's not on it anymore.
Right.
They actually cast him as Jesus in a movie called Risen last year.
Okay.
But again, they were, somebody
Yeah,
of
trying,
color
yeah.
to do it right. So this might be a step in the right direction. But having this guy attached to it, I think it's in good hands. The material's in good hands.
I think it's this thing with you got to get past these studio heads. It depends on how studio heavy the hand is. You know what I mean? Because some of them just can't get, like, we don't know how to market it, or don't think we can. You know what I mean? Unless there's a certain kind of familiarity for the mainstream, quote unquote. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why they still push for that shit. And sadly, stuff like that happened with Hellboy is just, white guys being fucking blind because they just kind of, you live in your own world to a degree, and you have to be shown sometimes. They're like, oh, hey, look, you kind of weren't thinking.
Yeah, well, and that's the endless cycle. It's we can't cast an ethnic actor because there are no stars that fit that ethnicity, and there are no stars that fit that ethnicity because you won't cast them in good and big enough parts.
Well, here's the thing too: you don't have to cast fucking stars.
Absolutely.
Either.
Look at it, man.
You know, you can find ways to put people around an unknown who's just a stellar unknown.
Yeah.
You have to go the extra mile to find that person, though, and that sometimes to some of these productions can seem like a more work that we want to do.
They should get an unknown and get some boasting stars, to fill it out, and that's how they'll do it. But this guy's great. So I just mentioned Prisoners. I just mentioned Sicario, which was really damn good.
Where did this slip in here? Coming to America 2 is officially a go.
Oh yeah.
That's not. I did not know that was in there. Let's.
Is today April 1st?
We have to move along. No, but what do we got? What is this about?
I don't think there's much to say about that one.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it's happening.
Yeah.
Get nervous.
What it is Eddie Murphy needs something.
Well, that's the thing. So
that's what it is. They're dusting off.
Is this the yearly? Someone had a conversation about it, and maybe it'll happen again, and then it'll go away.
They got the two original writers from the original movie, and now it's being rewritten with the guy that did Warm Bodies. Do you remember that?
Oh
movie?
no, yeah, Jonathan Levine is directing.
Yeah.
And Blackish creator Kenya Barris.
So they're giving it a refresh.
Yeah, well.
So.
Yeah, this is one like that Triplets movie.
I just saw Chad in the chat room. He said, "Fuck that shit."
No,
I agree.
no, I'm just saying like he's looking to get back on top. So. Yeah, because Eddie Murphy used to be Eddie Murphy, and then he wasn't Eddie Murphy anymore. So that's why that's in there.
Maybe he should go back and start doing stand up.
Oh, that he'll never do.
Who is he now? Jerry Murphy?
No, but if he did it like Rocky did, and went back to his roots. And kind of got back some of his old mojo.
If he did a stand-up film again, kind of like Raw, you know what I mean? If they did, he should do something like that, then try to revive something like
not
this.
for nothing. I saw. If you really want to get into it for a second, like I saw him not that long ago on a clip from he popped up on one of these talk shows, and he like Kimmel, I think, and he was kind of saying that he does go out and try out material once in a while. But he just kind of doesn't really do it that often. So he is either kind of like thinking about working up a special. I'm sure Netflix would fucking back up the fucking truck for him, because that's like outside of like their original productions, that's all they care about is like stand-up specials.
But he was flawless in stand-up. That's the thing. That came to him naturally.
Raw
I wonder
was
if
phenomenal.
I wonder if he could hit the same.
Well,
kind of,
for a guy who hasn't done it regularly for 25 years, who has been so out of touch, just you see by the pictures that that he was doing in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a different guy now. I mean, that's just what it is.
But you don't unlearn something like comic timing.
No, you definitely don't. But it's
Right.
about comedians stay fresh by staying on the road and staying relevant. You know what I mean? And that's a constant thing
So
for them.
that's what I'm saying he's got to do.
Oh no, yeah,
and
absolutely.
I just think with the yes men and the money that he's got around him, I don't know if he's in touch with reality.
I don't think he's got a lot of interest. I think he's sitting comfortable. And, keeps his body in good shape, but he don't perform. He don't act. I don't know.
He doesn't have to go out do a whole world tour or nothing, but write up a couple hours of material, fill a couple of places, go under unannounced on a couple of open
Stages?
mic nights.
Yeah.
Well, Blackish is a well-received show, and Warm Bodies was a well-received zombie flick.
Yeah.
So they got, hip people doing it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Sony is fast-tracking a blended Mac, a Men in Black.
Men in Black movie.
Yeah, a spinoff.
Yeah.
Which
This is fun.
which
Yeah.
seems like a decent idea. I mean, I'm
And-
surprised it kind of took this long in a way.
Yeah.
It seems like a natural fit for a spinoff.
And they clarified because there was rumors when the interview hack was going on.
Right.
And evidently this was true. They were developing a mashup between Men in Black and 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is not that.
Right.
It's just a straight up Men in Black movie that probably won't have any of the original actors.
Yeah, there'll be mention of them or whatever. It's the same universe kind of a thing, but it's not like, they're going deep in it. It's, there's a big agency. They got other agents. They got other
Yeah.
adventures going on there, you know?
Nothing
Yeah.
beats that first movie.
Right.
I remember when that came out of nowhere
Oh, sure,
too,
yeah.
and whatnot. But I have to say that Josh Brolin's performance in the third one,
Yeah.
is phenomenal. It is just fucking. It doesn't
really,
get better.
he kind of really does make you feel like he's Tommy Lee at that age.
Which is the saving grace of that movie, because
Yeah.
it really is just another. It's kind of like the second one. It's kind of lackluster, but that performance I thought was worthy of a nod. Actually,
Fridge is open.
yeah. Shade. Oh, he took his shades off too.
You can see his eyes again. Sexy.
They're going back on. Don't worry about it.
He's doing his comic book version.
Well, you
of
got red
Cassie.
He poured
contacts.
he's wearing shades. He can't pour himself a cup of coffee because the coffee's black.
That's true. You couldn't gauge it.
I couldn't see in the fucking pot.
Is there coffee in here?
There you
Couldn't see
go.
how much coffee was in it.
So, all right. I thought Jay would dig this one. David Cronenberg, his Scanners is getting a TV option. Looks like Sci-Fi is going to make, it's at early stages of development, but they're looking at it. And, for those who don't remember, I was reading the setup on it, and it sounds like a fucking thing that should already be a thing. Because
Yeah.
it's such a basic setup. The thing is, I think people, I also kind of forgot that it was pretty standard setup for sci-fi kind of thing. It's all telekinetic based.
Right.
Because it's kind of over the top in other aspects when you watch it.
Yeah,
so,
Scanners
it's been
reeks-
a long time since I've seen it.
Scanners reeks of a good sci-fi show. I mean, the concept of that. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. I don't know if you ever seen Scanners.
Well, okay, so
have not.
let me tell you, I saw this movie when I was 8 years old.
Oh, all right.
Okay, and
So
no,
you didn't see it?
No. Okay.
Might as well not have.
It was
You did
no.
see it, but it's like me though too. Like I saw it when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
When I was first starting to watch rated R
no,
movies
no.
and
All-
stuff like that, and it's like
All I saw was the beginning up to the point where the guy's head explodes, and then my dad turns me and says, "You can go to bed now."
right.
No, but if you ever watch that movie, it's very scientific.
Wait, that's kind of like trying to mess your kid up right before going to bed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I want you to have nightmares now.
And so that's all I know about that movie, and it's ingrained because of that. Try to fall asleep.
And it's practical effects, so it still looks great.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But it's very scientific if you
Yeah.
go, and that can easily go on and on for different episodes. Sci-fi.
So the breakdown basically is that if anybody hasn't seen it, it's about an underground network of people born with,
I'm sorry, yeah.
with telekinetic powers, living on the fringes of society, and they're hunted down by the same forces that created them, basically. So that's like the basic setup. You know what I mean? But
Sci-fi. I mean, they're not as edgy as AMC or.
I think that's going to start changing.
I hope so.
Because they've got a couple of things coming out in the pike, and the next thing that's coming out looks like it could be a lot of fun is actually got Christopher Maloney in it from
yeah.
SVU.
Yeah.
And this is the project that he kind of left there to kind of go, not to do, but it's the next thing on his plate after Law and Order.
Yeah.
And it's called Happy. And I think it's either Warren Ellis or Garth Ennis. And it's like this really short one-shot or mini-series kind of thing that they did. And it's about this guy who loses his mind. And he's got this blue cartoon character kind of thing that only he can see.
Yeah.
That's being voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Okay.
And they have a teaser clip, which is basically
wow.
like him walking through the hospital, and he's in his gown and shit. And the thing doesn't talk in this clip, but it's buzzing around him. And as he's walking by the security desk, the lady's like, "You can't leave." He's like, "Wait, honey," he says something crazy, I'll do whatever the fuck I want,
Right.
It pushes all the shit in her face that's on the top of the counter. You know what I mean? But knowing that it's from Garth or Warren Ellis, I forget which one, that it's one of their over the top kind of things.
Yeah.
That it seems like Sci-Fi is trying to get back into like having some stuff that's like a little bit.
Well, they got bought up a while ago by NBC.
Yeah,
NBC changed their name to the current spelling.
Yeah.
To get some marketing
Yeah.
reasons, or whatever. Well, but so now finally, they're amping up, I guess, because they've probably seen the success of things like Legion Effects.
Yeah.
And AMC, what they're doing on AMC.
So it's time. So
yeah.
I think we should clarify. This movie has not been picked up by the Sci-Fi Channel. This TV show.
Oh, Scanners.
Yeah, Scanners.
Okay.
It's right now. Cronenberg's he's developing a show, and actually Lionsgate, Paramount, and Skydance are in a bidding war over it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
So
then what's? Oh, I'm reading the thing under it.
Yeah.
It says Sci-Fi Pilot.
Yeah.
I mixed the two. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But there's going to be a lot of head explosions and a lot of people blowing up, so you're going to need some kind of edgy station to pull it off.
And you know what? It would be nice to see practical effects.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I think Sci-Fi is the perfect place to park this.
Oh yeah.
Because if you see shows like Channel Zero,
right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Which use practical effects.
Right, but Ed, David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
And you've seen his resume. No business for regular television.
No. Go see Sci-Fi's 12 Monkeys, and I think you'll think differently.
Well, that's what I wondered about this. Like 12 Monkeys is very faithful to the tone, in a way, to the original. Mm-hmm. It doesn't lock in the same kind of. It doesn't go as hard into like the quirkiness of it, but it stays in that ballpark. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if Scanners will kind of stay with that almost kind of camp level, with the gore and the over-the-topness kind of a little bit, or if that was just like almost accidental and just kind of comes out of because it's a Cronenberg and it's the kind of people he puts in, and so like that's an end result thing you can't kind of recapture.
Like he doesn't
this will be more straightforward.
He doesn't sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know. That's why I'm wondering if this will try to recapture that same spirit, or if it will just try to be more of a straightforward thing.
I don't know. I've been looking forward to 12 Monkeys to watch it, like when I've never seen it, but I love that movie so much.
It's very good. The show is very good.
Is it?
I fell off, but that's not because of like I didn't like it. It just kind of one of the shows that just I didn't get back to, but wanting to.
Because that movie blew my mind when it came out. That's just a great flick.
Jay, have you seen La Jetée? The short film it's based on?
Original.
I think I might have, yes.
Yeah.
I think I did. I think it was like an extra on the DVD or something. Stuff like that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I heard. last thing I read.
French film was based on.
Yeah.
Jeez. Lucky we're all then.
I think so.
It's actually all still pictures in a slideshow with narration.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Interesting.
So real quick, I don't know if anybody's actually read it who's listening, but it's a really good comic book. It's called Deadly Class, and this is actually going to pilot at Sci-Fi Channel.
That's what I read before. Sorry
Fair enough.
about that.
And the Russo brothers are involved, and we all know what they do. Comic books pretty good. And setup on that one is you should really kind of go check out the series. It's really good. The comic book, and it's about teenagers, but they it's like a high school of assassins. Like they're all getting trained to be assassins, and it's in the 80s, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it's
it's everything you wanted to be.
well, kind of, in a way, much cooler, much more down to earth, grounded, and as realistic as you can kind of get.
It's like Fame if they killed people. If they taught them to kill people instead of to sing music.
Instead of singing and breaking into song, we break into assassinations and murder. And
what's wrong with that?
I mean, come on, it sounds great. Kids are gonna love it.
Cash.
It's gonna be
so with that, on to the next one is that. Damn, that was fucking loud. Lionsgate. So. I put this in for a specific reason. So Lionsgate has this plan now to make a Times Square attraction that's going to feature certain interactive kind of setups and things from their properties. So, for instance, at this thing, it's like there'll be a restaurant that's of the era from Mad Men. I'm sure you'll be allowed to chain smoke in there, right? But
yeah, that'll work.
right.
And so also that the Hunger Games will have some kind of I forget exactly how they described it. It was a
You go inside. You pay a fee to go inside and sit there and starve.
It's some flying type base similarity. I don't know. Is flying in the Hunger Games movies? Is that like does she get a glider at least or something? But
I quit on those after the first one.
But what I thought
I wasn't a fan. No.
So what I thought was most interesting though is that John Wick will have a shooting ride where fans go head-to-head with a series of assailants. And I just kind of thought that would be great if now every kid that goes through Times Square has a chance to murder as many people as you possibly can within a 4-minute period or something like that.
Yeah, dude, no, I would actually
Headshots only.
make it like a paintball experience.
Yeah, basically, right? Like you just get to shoot the staff, though.
Right, or a laser tag experience, and you got to like dive and roll through this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like almost like a video game side scroll, and everyone's shooting at you. You just got to kind of like dive and roll through everything and try to shoot everybody.
I can't wait to see all these tourists like losing their flip-flops trying to do barrel rolls and like they lose their fanny packs and all this kinds of crazy shit. But I don't know. It's almost a reason to make me want to go to the Times Square. Then I remember that it's a tourist trap.
You know, getting hit with a paintball hurts.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Because I used to do that skirmish shit, and it's
But see, the whole paintball thing is that it would be all red paint.
Yeah, you got to stay in character. With
those
this thing.
fucking things hurt though, right? Especially get one right to the chest.
Right to the chest.
You never been to Times Square, Bill?
I've walked through it.
Never been to Planet? Never ate at Planet Hollywood?
No, never went to the M&M store. No.
I haven't been to Times Square since all that stuff's been up.
I miss like the days of junkies, hookers, and Coney Island whitefish
Yeah, I didn't get to experience any of the
in
good
Times
stuff.
Square.
Well, I used to go to it once in a while when I was 18, 19. I had a messenger job, so I used to go to it during the daytime, during the work week. More normal. I mean,
Hours.
still,
Yeah.
yeah.
You weren't there with the guitar and a dollar bucket, were you?
Oh no,
Okay.
no. Back then, you still probably could have gotten somebody telling you, I'll give you a blowjob for $5.
Sure. It hasn't changed too much.
Gets the Coney Island whitefish.
Now it's a guy in an Elmo suit trying to get $5 out of you.
Yeah, really.
We've gone from one type of prostitution to another type of prostitution. It's the kind we approve of. So I don't know. I just thought a John Wick attraction of any type in Times Square just seemed like a weird kind of out of touch kind of a thing.
Maybe they could smash a Mustang.
Yeah, do a little driving simulator, right? Where you get to drive around and.
How many times you got to smash into these two walls, one
Right.
in front, one in back,
Right.
before it is wrecked?
How many bad guys can you run over?
That's a whole lot of Mustangs for each attraction.
You know what I mean?
That would be a bumper car.
Not even. It's one of those things that's on a track,
Yeah.
or it's just like you stay stationary, but you're surrounded by
it's set up
screens.
to, it's
You
set
know?
I
up
want
to
to
have-
crash the Mustang.
No, of course you do.
Ford, man.
Set it up to have like fake impact areas that collapse under a certain amount of.
There you go.
This way, it's like safe.
See, even the kids can play along. See, even the kids can murder
No
people now.
whiplash.
It's a fucking Ford. Found on road dead.
Your biases have to be left.
I'm
at the
just
door,
kidding with you, for Christ's sake. They made a good truck.
like a rock. So with that, to the next one, Ed, you want to take this one?
Actually-
'cause I didn't see this and I'm confused.
Yeah. So,
All right, you're taking too long.
Palmer's so pissed right now.
no. So The Verge. This is an article on The Verge. So evidently, the brass at DC Entertainment.
Wait, don't you have a show for this?
No. This is my show's about TV. This is about the movies. This is about the movies.
Good catch, though, Jay.
I've
Good
said-
catch. I'm glad you're on top of
No,
that.
he can cover DC.
He's allowed?
Yeah.
All right.
He should have a little section. This way I can come on the show and
I'm
call
not,
shit.
I'm not giving him any more
I got
sections.
12 shows to do on that.
You
one.
don't like the DC movies, though.
Well,
Especially Man of Steel, but you
Oh,
don't
here
like.
we go. Can we get to the news?
Yeah, can we?
What's the news?
This is why I didn't want to do this article.
Because when I speak about DC,
Yeah, no, because their brass have reported that the movies are going to start taking a different direction, and they've officially said
right?
that continuity is not going to really matter anymore, and that they want more standalone movies.
That's not official. That's not even
No, this story says that it's official.
right, but that's not officially what they said. You're paraphrasing.
Yeah.
So I'm just clarifying. I'm not saying you have to go read it literally out of the thing. I'm just saying, but what they're saying, what the announcement is that there will be standalone movies and there will be continuity movies.
But the Aquaman movie, it says, is not going to follow the same continuity. That they're going to let the directors go off in a different direction and
Okay.
let them not be beholden to it.
It's not that bad, I don't think. I think that's kind of how you feel about that.
I think this is a way for them to just try and get back on their feet.
I think there's a way for them to be able to do whatever they want, and it's just like them playing loose and
Right.
loosey goosey with the whole
Right.
thing.
Maybe they're just thinking that if they're going to change the direction they need to test the waters, and this is the character they want to test the waters with.
Well, to make the big announcement, you know what it is? It's like they get these kind of outlandish pitches from creatives, and they're like, well, what do we do with that? How do we make that work? And it's like, well, just make an announcement that we'll do fucking Elseworld tales. You know what I mean? And then it's like up to the production to kind of like find its place, right? Because it's the article's kind of saying that it's going to kind of depend on what the directors or the production is kind of getting into and how much it's tethered, if it's tethered at all. And I feel like that's fine because... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much do we really want the standalone movies that are like in the universe to feel like they have to be. I don't think they know how to pull that off, and they've realized it. And they're like, maybe we should just kind of not lock that down so much. Trying to make the Marvel thing work here, we seem to be having trouble making that line up right. And maybe this is like their attempt to kind of find a way for themselves to work with what they have. I'm not saying it's going to end up perfect, but it's our way of getting the best, right? Because that's how you make room for the Scorsese Joker thing, and if they want to do Gotham by Gaslight, which is Batman in the Victorian era London, you know what I mean? They could do that now. And if they want to kind of have the Flash movie not really too tethered and not have everybody in it, then that's fine. Or everybody.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Bill. I mean, but I'm also not like super DC.
I almost have.
Like Ed.
No, yeah, well, I mean...
No, you have me. I'm yours.
Oh, baby. It is a slippery slope, though. I won't deny that. It's definitely a slippery slope where it's like, this could turn into a mess anyway, because now there's no rules, in a way.
I mean,
I get it.
To me, this just confirms that they've never known what they were doing. Like they never really.
They never showed any sign.
And it's just the kind of thing where, like, to me, the DC characters fit the mold for what Marvel does a lot better.
Right. No.
And it seems like the path here is so simple and easy, and they're just not even trying. And you know, it's like if they stuck to the characters,
right,
and made it fun instead of trying to do this dark and gritty bullshit,
right.
Instead of trying to force Superman into this mold that he doesn't really fit into, instead of trying to make everyone look like Batman,
right.
Instead of letting Batman do his thing and let all the other heroes do theirs.
What's the matter with looking like Batman?
And it's the kind of thing where, like, those little drops that you have connecting everybody, that's what makes it cool and interesting, that there's this one unique setup.
Right. And now they're pulling back from that a little bit?
They're pulling back from that because they think it's too hard. I don't know. I don't know.
You can have the oldie Batman.
Jay, do you want to counter that?
No, I don't. I'm not getting into it. Because we'll be here for another 10 minutes talking.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have a little space. I mean, it's just a matter of, I think it's like one of the few things in here, actually, that's actually conversation worthy.
Coming to America 2 was a conversation worthy?
Not really.
No.
We ended up, but we talked more about Eddie.
I'm one of the few people that don't mind what DC's doing with these last few movies. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, but again, you're bringing it back to, you know, how, you know, you don't like the Superman and Man of Steel again. You know what I mean? Where I think that you needed to tell something different with that character. The Boy Scout, I've seen it. We've seen it with Christopher Reeve. We've lived with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not going to repeat myself again because people know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I just think that they should just keep going. Yeah. This Justice League movie's going to make a shit ton of money. It's going to be okay. Just keep going. You know what I mean? Just add different characters, get better writers, get better directors to...
You're going to be okay.
It's going to be fine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't bring more shit and not have it connect with the other things, because people are already pissed off that those movies aren't connected to the Nolanverse. So
right,
that's just the problem.
Batman says.
I think the thing too with the Superman, though, in general, like my feeling on that is that, you know, it doesn't completely. Him being made as dark as they made him isn't making him all like too dark. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
He's not
I
completely.
Agree.
Like a dark, he doesn't come off to me as that dark and brooding, I think, as maybe someone like Ed feels, because it's enough of a contrast from the original to feel that way to him. But for me, like, it doesn't feel like it's too removed where it's like not the same guy anymore.
Because they did something different.
Right, that's all I feel like happened there. I don't feel like they rewrote the character or reworked the character like ground up. Well, it's not like, you know.
I got to ask you guys, do you think that like a Christopher Reeves adaptation of the character would even play in this
No.
today, and I don't think it would either. So
No, I
think it would come off as ultra campy.
I think that if you take the Henry Cavill Superman and start making up a Boy Scout with Justice League and forward, it could be more believable because of that dark backstory,
Right.
what he's capable of, what he had to do. You know what I mean? I think that DC, the problem with them is that they keep not having continuity with other films, with the exception of these 4 films or the fifth one with Justice League. Just keep doing that like Marvel's doing. Stop with these standalone bullshits.
I don't mind the standalones. I just think that, it's got to get better somewhat.
Well, yeah, I agree with you on that front too.
I feel like your setup, Dom, with the whole could Christopher Reeve Superman work today?
Can't though.
I feel like
I totally disagree with
I kind of do too.
It's one thing
that movie in and of itself released today would get laughed at, but taking that approach and that sensibility could be done. Do I think it would make more money and be lauded like the original was today? I don't know. I think it would do good. It would do okay. It's Superman, and it would be like a classic version, and it wouldn't have a lot of edge to it to kind of make it something bigger than the Christopher Reeve ones could have ever been. It wouldn't get any bigger than that. You know what I mean? But with that straightforward kind of sensibility, trying to do the classic Superman, that could work today. I think people just, it's like just saying this is a different angle, this is a different take, whatever. But that classic version, I think, could still work today. Just not that those if you dropped those exact kind of movies into today's era, then no.
Which is why you needed Man of Steel.
But a straightforward, I disagree on that. But a straightforward approach could have worked.
Yeah,
you don't think that it would? It makes it gives the character a little bit more merit if.
It does. It works. I don't know if it was needed.
Yeah.
That's where I'll kind of split hairs. Where it's, I don't have a problem with it. I think it works for its own thing. I can take it. You know what I mean?
I think it's
to say you needed to kind of that's the thing that was missing or something like that. I don't think so. I think it's just a different take. You know what I mean? I think you could have done a straightforward kind of more kind of rooted into the classic Superman thing approach, and it would have worked.
See,
just as well.
I understand coming at it from a different angle, but what they presented was not Superman.
And that's kind of thing.
That's the thing. The whole point, it's not he changed his values. It's not showing it. That character was not Superman. Mm-hmm. The whole point is having those ideals, having that upbringing, and using that as the guide. And I understand challenging those sensibilities and putting him to make those difficult decisions. But the decisions that he made were not true to that character.
But I think that it's got to begin somewhere. It's got to. I think it makes him a stronger character if you show that character go through some serious shit. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If you're an alien growing up as a human,
Superman doesn't have any great conflicting moment in his origin the way some other characters do. This gives him that in a way, where it's a thing he can look back on and have some kind of measuring stick of what he's supposed to do, of his morality. And that's what some of the classic characters. Batman's got his parents dying in the alley. Spider-Man's got Uncle Ben. Thor's got the time he couldn't find his hammer or some shit. I don't know. He's fucking Thor. No one gives a shit. My point being that that's kind of a thing. And so I get why you could feel like that was kind of a thing that was definitely needed. But then it gets into arguing about whether or not, that's the way to do it, I guess, or whatnot. And I'm fine with it, for me. But it's a thing where
yeah. But
is it always
Superman is meant to be inspirational. Superman is meant to be the shining example of showing the best that humanity can be. And those past 2 movies have not done that.
Yeah, but if an alien comes to this planet and he just does that, it's not believable. You know what I mean? I understand that he wants to go somewhere, so you're going back to Christopher Reeve's way of doing it. I don't believe that's. I think that what he with.
But he's also going to the comic book thing too.
But we're getting there, is what I'm saying. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not going to see that right away in a movie. They're trying to show you something darker. There's more depth to Superman, I thought. You know what I mean?
It's a thing that's supposed to add a layer. It's supposed to add a layer to him in the long term.
I understand what you're saying, that he's got to come from the angle. But by the end of the movie, he has to do something that is going to make humanity rally behind it and want to be better. And it did not do that.
No, it ended with him killing Zod.
Exactly. That is the
protect
thing.
the planet, basically.
Yes, but doing that it made people afraid of him.
Oh, fuck people being afraid.
Yes, it did. And that is it made people afraid of him.
You're too
controversial figure, which is not Superman.
It is Superman.
No, it is not.
It is, because we haven't seen that side yet. That's what we're going to get probably in Justice.
Okay, and what I'm hearing
down the road.
Right there, the fact that you're telling me I have to wait 3 fucking movies to see that's the fucking problem. That's the problem. It should have taken place in one movie. The fact that it did not means it.
I don't think it would have been believable at the end of that movie.
You could have done
for
it.
The start.
Yes, you could have.
You could have done it, but it would have been a lousy movie.
That movie.
It would have been a lousy movie if they did it like that.
That's bullshit.
You should take back what you said on Gotham Lights, because you don't like that movie. And you said you did like it.
I said it was a good movie. I said it's not Superman.
This is why I didn't want to do it. This is why I didn't want to do it.
It's not Superman.
Ed, I totally disagree with you on that. I think you needed to tell that story in a dark way to get to a certain point for that character.
Yeah, but we never got to that point.
Right, well,
we never got to that point.
I think you're both making a lot of valid points, because I think there's a little bit of retro fucking spin.
I get what he wants, but that's not going to happen right away.
No, not with the plan they're going with. Not with the plan they're going with.
It's still a heroic thing to kill somebody to protect the planet. That's what Superman does, isn't it? Well, we had to see that.
No, it's not what Superman does.
Superman protects the planet. He doesn't protect the planet.
And he doesn't kill people.
But that's what I'm saying. They needed to do something different with that fucking character. It show him do something else. He killed a villain. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's the cheap cop-out way, because you created a story a problem that you couldn't solve any other way.
Chad Envy wants to know what the odds are right now. I don't know how to gamble. I'm not good with that sports gambling.
I like I said, I've said it many times in this show.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
This conversation always goes the same place.
Right. It's not. I mean? He's not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change his, and that's that.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
So, what would you guys? How many American
Now you two guys hug.
Man of Steel.
Right. So what's 100% of 5 American tacos? 4. Yeah, I give it 4.
But is it a real 4 or is it a 3?
All right. So
it's an Ed 4.
All right.
So it's a 6.
I guarantee you this will come up again later. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not playing no more. I said everything I needed to say about it.
That's fair. I feel like at the very least, that's what's great about the ongoing thing about it. Like, in a way, where it's just like, I think you both come to a wall, because you both have very valid points, and like the longer you trade back and forth,
look,
like the counter arguments never really knock down the other guy's point, and I think that says something about the points that you're each making. And that's why the argument never kind of gets any traction. Well,
that's why the audience is divided on that movie. You know what I mean? There's people that feel the way Ed does. There's people that feel the way I do.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
That's probably that's why I compared it when we were talking about Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? I didn't share the oh my God like how Ed did, because I already felt that when I walked out of Man of Steel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That it was a really good retelling of something. Not something I read in a fucking comic book. Something different. Different narrative, different, that's the way I feel. I mean, I won't feel any otherwise.
Meanwhile,
okay.
Actually, let's go to the chat game first. Let's turn this thing around. Let's have some fun. I love it when you guys debate, though.
So the chat game was TV plus TV?
TV plus TV.
Yes.
You're taking 2 TV shows and you're slapping them together.
All right, so here we go.
Right.
Fear the Westworld Dead.
That's good.
The Big Bang of Thrones.
What?
Orange is the New Black Mirror.
Oh, there you go.
It's Always Sunny in Twin Peaks.
It's always gloomy. It's always overcast in Twin Peaks.
Agents of MASH.
All right.
Friends, Freaks, and Geeks. Veronica Life on Mars. Lost the L Word. NCIS Cheers.
I'm just picturing it in my head. That's good.
Easy Money, Desperate Housewives. Legends of Shark Tank. The Alf Team.
There you go.
Gotham in Charge.
Should be Charles and Gotham.
Full House Home Improvement.
Okay.
Saved by the Truck.
There you go.
Bar Karma Galactica.
Those are two special,
Very special
properties to do.
Better
Very
Call
special.
Better Call Ed. Is it the Tom Cavanaugh show?
Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Welcome Back, Columbo.
Fair. Okay.
I miss Peter Falk. Smallville Cops. That's an idea.
No, it's not.
The Fresh Prince of WKRP. Beavis and Stimpy. This show's about the same, right?
I didn't think a cartoon could get as annoying as that is now in my head.
Better Call the Simpsons. Bionic Frasier. Married with Remington Steele.
Another Remington Steele reference.
Another Married with Children reference.
Dawson's Schitt's Creeks.
Nice. Nice.
Arrow Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Walking Deadwood. I'm up for that. Let's hear that. Zombies in the Old West.
Nice.
Here we
Nice.
go.
I like it. I like it.
Dead Like Me, Myself, and I. And
Okay. I like that one.
and Perfect Stranger Things.
We had to get all the way to the end to get one for me to ring the bell finally. Perfect Stranger Things. That's good.
I can actually see Walking Deadwood being done.
Absolutely.
That's like an
Absolutely.
independent film or some shit.
That was Monkey Poo Studios.
That's Jay.
That was Jay.
That's Jay
Hey,
from 7
Jay.
Days. 7
Hey,
Days
what's
a
up,
Geek.
Jay?
And Podtoberfest coming soon. Like very soon. Like
Couple
I
weeks.
think next week.
Well, next week's the
Tomorrow.
three-day weekend.
Yeah, that's true. It's on the 6th, I believe. Jay can correct me if I'm wrong, and from the chat room. And people can look for that. Go check out Jay's Twitter account for all the info over at 7dag. All right. So, you guys tired now? Yeah. All that energy you spent on? All right, so let's get into the meanwhile. Let's see if we can start some new feuds and arguments.
So, talk about Inhumans. I got to get a glass of water.
Inhumans. Let me tell you how great Inhumans is. Inhumans may have just happened to have revolutionized TV without even trying. I mean, I mean,
Well,
they
the
had
way
so
you
many
think-
cool.
The main character doesn't even talk.
That's like good. That's good.
That's revolutionary right there.
That is. That
Well,
is.
we knew that going in, I think.
But that is kind of breaking ground. That the
Yeah.
main character isn't the character who talks. So we'll give him that. We'll give him that. We'll give him that. And then there's the.
That's about it, though.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I'll tell you what though, it wasn't the hot dumpster fire like the internet wants you to believe. It is exactly in that pocket of a ABC show that is based on those characters. Like it feels about right in a way. I'm not so super beholden to those characters and familiar, so if they're shitting on it, I kind of wouldn't know. But it seems like it's all there to a degree of what I do know.
Do you think it has potential to be better than S.H.I.E.L.D.? In the beginning stages, anyways. Not where S.H.I.E.L.D.'s at now, but.
Well, that's a good point, but I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. started really rough for a different reason because they were trying to keep things off the grid and then pull tricks out of their bag later on. This is just a thing where I feel like it's just so different and out there that to kind of have some missteps on the at least the aesthetics, kind of like the visuals and some of the costuming and what word is that? Some of the costuming and some of the sets, and I know Bob was having a rough time with some of the CG work of the Kingdom.
Yeah, that was definitely a little rough when they first come out from to the balcony.
Yeah, and they look out
they
over
pull
everything.
away and they look away at everything.
Want some scotch?
Some of it looks like it might be acceptable,
there yet?
but the balcony itself and that building is totally PS3.
Yeah, it just looks so kind of like. I mean, there's bumps and bruises.
Yeah, you're not expecting it in a film.
Yeah.
That is made for IMAX.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's
I feel
the
like
thing.
Well, when I was watching it, I was like, I could see how on IMAX this would not hold up too well. And from what I understand, though, they did add some scenes that were not in the IMAX version. There's a little bit more in the TV version. So, a couple of storylines supposedly play a little better. There was a little rearranging in the edit, from what I understand. So the TV version might have a little bit more coherence.
I gotta watch it now.
Yeah. I don't know how much runtime it is, but this whole about the humans is a human kind of subplot. I don't know which one that references that they mean when they in the article I was reading. They didn't really say.
Do any scenes take place on Earth without Inhumans?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, none of that was.
Well, did you see like that? There's a like a federal agency or that like the Mars rover.
No, none of that's there.
The
Mars rover is there.
That there's a team that saw that it went out, and we kind of talked to them a little bit. Not a lot.
No, all we saw was the Mars rover going out.
Okay, and then nothing else about that.
Yeah.
One scene of him taking it apart real quick, but you don't see like a team on Earth that's like, oh, our thing went down.
No.
Okay, then that's the stuff. It's not a lot.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there. That scene is in there.
Where it's like a lady with glasses, and it's like, oh, we lost the signal. A hoof.
Yeah, that scene is in there.
Oh no, you see the hoof, but I don't remember like. Anything.
They said, "What is that?"
They say, "What is that?" But I don't remember anything after that.
They only come back a couple of times.
Okay, yeah.
Later on in the TV edit, anyway, they come back and they discuss the seeing the hoof, because first Medusa and Black Bolt are discussing the hoof, and basically Black Bolt saying they're not going to know that it's a hoof.
Right.
And then they cut back and
she's like,
basically, that's a hoof.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. I don't remember that.
I don't remember them going back.
Yeah.
But I do remember them saying that.
Right. They might have touched on a little bit in the movie and then maybe had more of it in the show.
And then there was a little more after that as well.
Okay. Well, either way, it's okay. It's not a completely hot shit mess, but the characters, I can understand people having a hard time because the characters, especially Medusa, just kind of looks corny, and that that dress is terrible, and the whole hair thing. But it's all right, you know.
Thankfully, they shaved her head,
right?
So that excuses them for a season at least.
Yeah. There you go.
I was the same way, except the fact that I saw it in the IMAX.
Right.
And to me, it just felt like a Saturday matinee kind of thing, and I liked it in that respect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm sure.
But I'm curious to give it a watch on the small screen and see what I feel. But I know that I would like to continue watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious too, because it's got that probably first episode issues where it's a lot to kind of throw around, and you really won't get a feel for the series until like episode 2 or 3. So it's like, all right, is it appointment TV for me at this point? Not exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if I happen to remember it's on, I might go check it out again. But it's not to say that I'm hating it or avoiding it on purpose.
Yeah, I remember the thing I said was I understand why I'm rooting against Maximus because he's a douche. But I couldn't really understand why I'm rooting for Black Bolt.
Right, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And what's another thing, too, is that the whole time Maximus is like, we should be going to Earth. We should be going to Earth. We should be going to Earth. And then all of a sudden, he flips the table, pushes them out to fucking Earth, and then he's like, we're good here. But I thought you wanted to go to Earth.
Yeah.
Was that, because it seemed pretty sincere, where that was his whole point.
Yeah.
And
that seemed like the valid point.
And he was only going to assume control, I thought, to do that. Because it doesn't seem like he's got some mustache-twirling other plan. Like he just wanted the seat. Like he just wanted to be king. That didn't seem like the situation at all.
Well, maybe his plan originally was to get everybody that's not inhuman to Earth.
I mean, that's true, too.
Because
I've got a feeling that
ultimately, he wants to be king to get them.
Yeah. But that's where but I just, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't lay it down enough for me. I don't know. But, so that's my cover of that. Clarification on the Podtoberfest. It's actually on the 7th, and I think the plan is to go about 12 hours. So,
cool.
I'll be making an appearance for a couple of those, and
unfortunately,
Jay will be having some guests here and there.
Unfortunately, my sister's wedding is next weekend, and she would not allow us to hold Podtoberfest there.
Yeah.
So
that's
I will not.
That's a Podtoberfest reference.
I will be unable to.
And a callback. That's a callback and the truth.
Where is it being held?
What? Podtoberfest? It's up in Michigan. So with that, my other thing is American Vandal on Netflix. If anybody hasn't checked this out yet. So here's the setup on this. It's an 8-episode mockumentary, a true crime thing, much in the way of Making of a Murderer or Serial, the podcast, where this kid is accused, man. This dude, bro, he's accused of drawing all these dicks on these teachers' cars.
I saw the trailer for this. Yeah, yeah.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Like, it's too good. It's so in the now. It's so hip. All I could think of was, like, I gotta watch this. I should be watching this with Dom. Me and Dom should be watching this. I feel like I know this kid. Like, I went to school with this kid. Like, you know, and the whole way that they're spoofing Serial and all these other things, but, like, you know, just enough.
So it's a complete spoof, the whole thing?
The whole thing, but played totally straight. You know, it's not like laugh out loud every single fucking moment.
Right. I have seen the trailers for this.
But the trailers do it perfect justice. Like, you know, that's exactly what you're getting, is that kid playing like the kind of bonehead, like, you know, I fucking, and it turns out, like, he draws dicks all the time. It's gotta be him. He must have been the one to spray paint these teachers' cars with fucking dicks. It's gotta be him, you know, but then boom. Yeah, but when he draws dicks, he always puts ball hairs on them. And all these cars have no ball hairs, and so, like, you get the music cue, like, oh shit, we might have it, this might be it, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, well, who might else? Who then, if he didn't do it, kind of like, who did? Start investigating these other kids, and the one kid's like, fucking, is he a liar? Is he not? I don't know, but he swears he got a hand job from this with this girl. Well, we gotta investigate that, because if we can prove that he's lying about that, then he's got to be lying about this other stuff. But it's so in the fucking pocket. It's so fucking now.
Kevin Smith spoilers on that one.
Yeah, well, I'm only into episode 3, and it's only, I got number 4 to go. It's only 8 episodes, but it's a fucking ton of fun. I was laughing out loud at a lot of it. And it just feels so spot on. And I can't recommend it enough to you, Dom, hard enough, that... I just feel like it'll be like, this kid's killing me right now.
Right.
But,
all right. I'll check it out. I
and
appreciate that.
for anybody else, actually, who wants to go check it out.
What's that again, Bill?
American Vandal.
American Vandal.
American Vandal. I think we got a cross pollinated review going again.
Yeah.
We can do every now and
Last
then.
time these two guys were reviewing a movie, there was almost a fight.
Well, we
They were
agree.
almost fisticuffs.
Wait, this isn't a Superman movie, though.
No,
That's true. That's true.
We agree on this one.
Oh, all right. That's good.
We compared notes before the show.
This one is American Made with Tom Cruise.
Yes, and Donald Gleason.
Not to be confused with American Vandal.
That's true. It's true. Kind of different. And so in this, he's playing the courier who used to fly just all kinds and tons of cocaine out of Colombia.
Barry Seal.
Whoever wants to take it.
So yeah, I really like this movie. This movie is very fast paced.
Right.
This reminds me a lot of Goodfellas in terms of the editing.
Okay.
Like it all comes right at you.
It's got a rhythm. It keeps it up.
Yeah, like it's basically he's there. He's an airline pilot. He's really bored. He hooks up with this CIA agent who's sending him off to deliver guns and stuff to people. And he hooks up with Pablo Escobar and is running drugs for the Medellin cartel. But like the stuff that happens in the first 10 minutes in this movie,
right?
Any other movie would take 40 minutes to tell you that story.
Okay. And then was that just kind of like a setup kind of a thing, you mean?
Yeah.
The general setup of the whole thing?
But immediately you get the sense of the emotion that's going on and his mindset and what kind of character he is. And all that's going on. And it's this fun...
Did you fart or something?
No.
Okay.
It was a chair, man.
It's this fun romp, and it slows down a little bit towards the end.
Okay.
And you do kind of get a sense that, he's circling the end.
It's all coming undone.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But still really strong. Tom Cruise, like, since Mission Impossible 4, I think has been on this really interesting run. And this is another step. You see he moons people, I think at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Spoiler.
So you see yeah.
You see some Tom ass.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Not all the right moves, Tom ass.
No. And Sarah Wright plays his wife Lucy.
Okay.
She's hot.
Yeah, and true to form, she's about 20 years younger than him.
Right.
But it fits somehow. And yeah, this is Doug Liman, who also directed him in Edge of Tomorrow. And this is right up its alley. I'd cash this for me. This is cash. Cash. We're good on this.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a guy that's like 50 years old.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't act like that either.
No,
I think that's why it works.
He's got that boundless energy.
No, Ed hit it on the mark. Actually, it's really good. It's damn good. You know what I mean? And I think again, it works fast paced. I think when it dwindled down at the end there, I think he needed that because, shit stops.
Yeah.
And now he's fearing for his life.
And also when he said that, what I kind of thought? I was like, it might be like analogous to the cocaine high where it's like, you run frantically. You go frantically, and then eventually it's like, boo. And then it's a drop off.
Right. I mean, just
so I've heard.
Just what this guy does.
Right. Yeah.
And what he gets into, and he gets away with, and doesn't get away with, and where he goes next. And the way they did that, is like when they did where he was on the screen, TWA in '78.
Well, what's funny is that I watched Narcos, right? So this guy pops up in Narcos, obviously, because it's all based on true stuff, and he's running for Pablo Escobar, and that show's all about Pablo.
Right.
So when he pops up in that, and you get the whole layout of what's going on with him, it does immediately feel like we're going to follow this guy for a little while, right? And the show kind of doesn't really. We know what happens with him kind of to a degree, but we don't follow him. But I thought the show was going to kind of take a left and give us more of him, but I'm kind of glad it didn't because now, when I see this, I can feel like I got some other tangential side
Now, I haven't
story.
seen Narcos, but I know there was two other guys with Pablo that was...
Yeah,
they were controlling the whole cocaine thing down there, but they get into that. They get into they're supporting players in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And
the guy pops up and he's all in the middle and he's ferrying for them for a while, right? Because he does this in real life. He ferried for them for several years,
right? Yeah, like 4 or 5 years doing this shit.
This movie runs from '78 to '86,
right?
And
good time.
And the last 2 years was him doing stuff for the White House. Yeah. They bring in the whole Ollie North thing. He was involved with that, which I didn't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, with the Contras. And there were about 3 or 4 times in this movie where you think he's toast, and it just turns into another job.
Right. I mean, inevitably, he's still running for his life at some point, you know what I mean? But you realize, how bad Ollie North fucked them over, too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And and the government just saying that you knew the risks, you know what I mean, you were taking when you did this, and it's
tough titties.
And it just sucks. But the way it's done is truly masterful, man. I mean, this is one of the better movies this year. I'm stashing this motherfucker.
All right. No, I was kind of happy to hear that it was as good as the buzz.
It's better. It's better than the
people are talking about.
Yeah. And I saw it with a buddy of mine, and we were just fucking having a ball with it. You know what I mean? A lot of people clapped at the end of the movie, too.
I thought we were your buddies.
Huh?
But we're not Jersey.
That's true. That's true. There's a line. It's the state line.
A very expensive one.
Yeah. That toll.
A $15 toll.
Whoa.
I almost don't know if I could see a movie with Jay. I feel like we would be ripping the seats out.
Seeing the movie would not be a problem. It's the ride home.
I am one of those people that shuts the fuck up during the movie and will say something if somebody doesn't shut the fuck up.
I can see the two of you going and being like, I sit on the left side of the theater and you sit on the right side, and that's cool.
No, but that's why I go to that dine-in theater, because when you sit in the recliners in that dine-in, nobody under 21 goes there.
Right.
They're spending cash.
It's less crap. It's less shenanigans. People are actually more likely to be real kind of like theater heads in a way.
Like I said, I had 2 fights in a movie theater. You know what I mean? And it's because people wouldn't shut the fuck up.
No.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming at all.
That's after show talk.
I bet. Okay.
I don't know what the statute,
for legal reasons.
I don't know what the statute of limitations.
Right. I couldn't think of the phrase. That's what I wanted to say. All right. So speaking of statute of limitations, what about the Star Trek Discovery? Oh wait. You gave it a stash and you gave it a cash. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just, because no one's heard my voice in a little while. I kind of liked it. I wasn't sure, but here's the thing I know. I know that it's kind of like going to a place in episode 3, so I'm willing to take that ride to see where like it really sets up the series.
Oh, have you seen the second episode?
Yeah. I saw the first 2.
Oh, I only saw the pilot that aired on CBS.
Well, whatever it is, because I think when you go online, it's split into 2 episodes.
No, the thing I saw was only 1 hour.
Only 1 hour?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I saw 2 hours. I saw
So you've seen the first 2. I've only seen the first one.
Okay, fair enough then. But
cool.
Yeah.
But, so with that, it's I don't want to give anything away, but because I'm not as steeped in it as you two, as far as like how crazy off this is on a historical timeline, kind of all that bullshit. But the aesthetic, the visual aesthetic is like totally different. They're going much more with the movie look. And even I know that that's not lining up. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'll pocket this in a different place. But, since I kind of felt like everybody was expendable, like I know this is not the ship that she stays on. This is not the captain that she serves under. That made me immediately not vested in anybody, kind of in a way. And some of the acting was a little rough. So that's kind of like my only issues with it. Otherwise, it's all right enough with me to kind of stick around.
Ed, so you only saw up until all the Klingon ships arrive.
Yes.
That was where that ends for you. Okay.
Because it's
just so I know where, because we've
no. When when the Armada arrives.
When the Armada, the Klingon Armada arrives.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the last thing you saw. Yeah, so we've definitely seen more than you. Okay, so.
Because the second half, that second episode is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's actually when the action all starts taking place, and it's kind of like I've seen people point that out. Where like you put the first hour on regular TV, and then like the conclusion of that whole thing you set up is now online behind a paywall. Like way to go. But
yeah. So
your impressions.
Overall, I thought the story was good. I liked it, especially having seen the whole thing, the whole conclusion of that
Fair
story.
Enough. Yeah.
I'm just afraid to say anything, to give anything
Too
away.
Too spoilery,
but,
right?
I'm not a fan of the way the Klingons look.
A little too ridgy, a little too
over the top,
over designed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how
everything.
I felt.
Everything, the ship itself,
Yeah.
and the Klingons themselves, they really are a little overdone. Still feels a little bit like Creatures of the Black Lagoon kind of thing. And I think they changed the Klingon language, right?
No, I think they stuck to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seemed a little different to me.
Bob had a little trouble with his translating, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of the pronunciations were different,
right?
But they wouldn't be that stupid.
Because when he said "Tolach Velokska Baklak," like I felt like that, like he was totally mispronouncing that. Just gonna say.
But
nobody speaks Klingon like Christopher Plummer.
Yeah, overall was the look.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
that's because he didn't speak it.
Yeah, he did a little bit. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Overall, it was the look of the Klingons that was the biggest issue for me. I really had no issue with the story. I thought it was a really good story.
Sure.
For a first story.
For setting up a series.
Yeah, for setting up a series, something just to hook everybody in.
Right.
And then you start off the big story.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, overall, I thought it was good. I just wish the Klingons looked better and didn't have to pay for the next couple episodes.
Right.
I think that's a little unfair.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah, I was not as upset as I thought I was going to be.
We built it up.
Yeah, we built it up. I'll be honest with you.
A lot of negativity in the reviews.
All for nothing.
Yeah.
In the reviews. No, Jay's right.
I mean,
yeah.
I still hold my thing that I don't think this should have been a prequel, and I don't think they should have changed the design of the Klingons.
Yeah.
If they changed the name of that alien race and set this 30 years after Voyager, I'm home free.
They're the Splingons.
Yeah.
Sure. But all right, so it wasn't as much.
Yeah, no, I think Sonequa Martin Green is good. I think it's interesting that the captain of a ship is not the main character, that we're following it from that different perspective.
Right,
that's interesting.
Right.
That's
And,
cool.
Yeah, and we're taking it more long form from her career in Starfleet.
Yeah. Right.
And
that it's not as individualized. It's more of a serialized setup for Star Trek, which is not normally.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they did it as the shows kind of progressed, especially with the '90s stuff. Like eventually, Voyager to a little bit of a degree, but more DS9.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine was
really settled into its long form. It's interesting to see that kind of arise out of it, where it's like, oh, we're going to kind of like build it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did like the aliens on the ship.
Yeah.
The new ones
Doug
that we haven't seen
Jones.
before. The one tall one with the split.
Yeah,
the skin in the face.
Doug Jones, the guy who plays
Abe
Sapien, and
Pan's Labyrinth.
much like if you need mocap, you get Andy Serkis. If you need someone
Yeah.
lanky in a face makeup,
Yeah.
you get this guy. You get Doug Jones.
Yeah, he plays Lieutenant Saru.
Right. Well, I thought that alien was very good.
Yeah. One of the better acting
Yeah.
aliens on the show.
Well, he does good work regardless. I
Yeah.
mean, Guillermo del Toro uses him all the time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just even for parties.
Yeah.
So I guess you're giving it like a cash for now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'll give it. We'll see. You know, it's one of
Yeah,
those things,
well-
series, so you got to kind of wait and see a little bit.
Yeah, I say cash just, but I'm not going to pay for it.
I say cash, but I don't mean cash.
I ain't
cash.
shelling out cash.
Yeah.
But cash.
Yeah, not for this service. No.
Yeah. You know what? But you know what's funny? Like, as I do like this, and I am gonna watch it. But Orville, man, I'm like,
But Orville's still my Star Trek.
You know what? That's like someone who's been jonesing, like
scratching.
who's been clean,
Yeah.
for 15 years,
Right,
and then
right.
finally just like a whole giant pound of freebase
Of drugs.
Yeah, it's just laid in front of him. Just like, oh,
Don't be saying no coke or free base.
What is free
Unless
base?
you got some.
yeah, I don't know. No.
I'm not good with drug metaphors,
yeah,
but
it's like someone who's been clean for 10 years, all of a sudden getting a hit of blue meth. Just like,
wow, straight to the good stuff.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Remember
I
those
can
days,
see.
huh?
oh man,
Some death
Breaking
sticks.
Bad was so good.
head rolling, eyes rolling in the back of my head.
Delicious. Oh my God! How many times I heard that fucking noise hanging out with people?
Yeah, on the corner.
Oh, well, at the corner, at the bar, at the corner of the bar, fucking in the bathroom from the other stall. It's like, what? Are you, like what? Here too? It's everywhere. All right, so
You skeet. I'm skeet money.
Did you see Orville this week?
no. I missed my Thursday night shows. We recorded the Patreon episode on Thursday, so I got to catch up on Gotham and.
Well, I'll spoil it for you.
Well, don't.
I'll spoil. Well, it's a who. It's
Oh,
not a
okay.
what. You had a 30-second cameo from Liam Neeson.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he? Did he have an Irish accent? I just saw Gangs of New York, like, again. It was on
Did you
Showtime.
really?
I watched, like, the first 20 minutes of it.
Probably one of the blonde people.
Yeah, no, he just had his regular accent.
Was he an admiral? He seems like an admiral.
No, that if I told you what he was, that would spoil the story.
Fair enough. Fair
But-
enough. I got you.
Yeah, and the special guest star for next week is Charlize Theron.
Right. Who actually is, I know, because I've seen some of it, is
Yeah.
playing like a higher up,
Yeah.
superior officer to them. So
Well,
that-
he's
that's,
friends with all those people. Too,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's.
But like
He's pulling in his he's calling his cards in.
Seth MacFarlane, man, he's going for broke, and like he's referencing, like this was a remake of an original series episode.
Okay.
Like you could tell, like he's a purist. He's going it. He's almost all the directors for this show either acted or was on all the shows in the 90s.
Yeah, Jonathan
So-
Frakes is either lined up to direct or to be in an episode.
Jonathan Frakes is directing an episode.
Right. Okay.
Two of them were directed by Robert Duncan McNeil, who played Lieutenant Paris on Voyager.
Oh, that guy.
He's also the boyfriend in Masters in the Universe.
That's oh my god.
Courtney Cox's boyfriend.
Yeah. It took me a minute. It was all coming
Yeah.
back to me. I got a head rush.
Yeah, but the effects and this is like OG classic Star Trek. Like they actually know how military structure's supposed to work.
Old Dirty G.
All right.
There's technobabble. I'm all over.
Oh
it,
my
man.
god, he's so into it. All right, we got it. You love Orville. Mm-hmm. That is the guarantee. That's the one we know.
You know how hard it was to record a whole episode of DC TV Report last night and not bring up Orville?
Because it was so fresh.
No, but do your own thing. Just do a private one and upload it to the thing.
Just do a standalone.
No, if you're passionate about it, I think just
Yeah.
do it.
Well, you probably could. Well, at the very least, you could be making your own fucking YouTube video or something.
I'm just gonna be
Just
tweeting.
screaming at the camera.
I'm just gonna be tweeting my love
Like
to
I
Ben.
do.
You should scream at the camera more, by the way.
I'm just gonna be tweeting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little bit more
I
refined.
know.
but
You want to be reserved. You want to be
Yeah,
like, a
exactly.
gentleman taken seriously. And I'm trying to make you into a fucking psychopath.
I am a psychopath.
A psychopath
I know you guys are
clown.
trying to get it out of me, and
Psycho clown that I know you are. But fair enough.
there are stuff that I haven't published yet.
Oh, God.
And it's just me,
I'm sure.
like scaring myself.
Yeah, I bet. This is going to get me arrested, probably. If I
Now,
if I
Jay,
publish it.
now,
Yeah.
Jay,
Freeman J.
You saw a movie this week that I'm going to see tomorrow. So, what am I in for?
Well, I'm going to make it brief because I would rather go over it with you next week. But Battle of the Sexes, another movie set in the 70s. Mm-hmm. This is Billie Jean King versus Bobby Briggs.
Right.
Steve Carell, Emma Stone. I'm just going to briefly say I really enjoyed it. It's a cash for me.
Okay.
Thought they did a really good job chronicling the 70s, chronicling this particular sports event.
Sure.
And the two of them are great. You know, I dig Emma Stone. You know,
and it's not super dead serious, right?
Not super dead serious. It gets a little crazy when Steve Carell is on.
Okay.
Because he was that character. He was zany, and you love the guy. And you know, Billie Jean King. You know, it gets involved with her and her sexuality and whatnot. Ooh. So.
Yeah.
But definitely cash. It's a really good movie, and they're really bringing home in terms of performances. So cash for me.
Nice.
I'll go into it deeper when you see it, and we'll go over it.
Those guys are getting an Oscar buzz.
Deeper.
Deepest.
We're gonna get deeper.
I like movies set in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as good as Boogie Nights, because I think that's like one of the better movies set in that era. You know what I mean? Little nitpicks, like I thought they should have used some better music in it. I thought, you know, there's only a couple of 70s tunes. I think that 70s music brings out the aura of the time frame you're in using music.
It helps lock it in.
Absolutely. So I thought that, but on that front, it's a small nitpick for me. So it's a definitely good movie.
All right, let's move it along. Let's keep it moving. Emails. Oh, yeah. All right, so...
what do we got?
We got emails.
What do we got?
I just said we got emails.
What do we got, Bill?
Okay. The first one's from James Hazelden.
Jimmy H.
Either I completely missed the entire advertising campaign for Jeepers Creepers 3, or they decided to do the most asinine bullshit. And hey, we'll only advertise the one day the movie's in theaters. On that one day. Well, fuck you, Hollywood. I guess he really wanted to see Jeepers Creepers 3.
Oh, it was a Fathom event.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
that's even less than like.
Yeah. It's
what
one of
he's
those
describing.
like this is direct to streaming.
Yeah, it's like invitation only, basically.
Yeah.
But in the defense, I did dig the first movie. I never saw the second one, so I don't know. But the first one was actually a really good horror film.
I can vouch for that too. I also enjoyed the first one.
So he goes on to say, in agreement, one of the very, very, very few horror movies that I actually like, that if I had known about ahead of time, could have budgeted the cost into this week, and I could have gone to the movie tonight, but no, I didn't find out until today. So I guess you won't be getting my money. I just have to wait until the regular release in theaters to see it. But I would have loved to have gotten to see it tonight with a tub of popcorn big enough I could sit in, smothered in extra butter, with my wife beside me. And I'll just interrupt and say, that's fucking kinky.
Sounds like a decent night to me.
Me too. I think. Yeah,
I think smothered in butter with a lady, that's not too bad.
Little chicky do.
It says, anyway, that's my rant. Now I need to go listen to the podcast to catch up on the last half of the show that I missed Saturday. I got the front half, got busy in real life, missed the second half, and got back in time for the after show. Have fun, guys. I'll be listening to you in a little bit.
Awesome.
Thanks for inviting us into your life.
Thanks,
and
James.
your ongoing sagas of Jeepers Creepers. With that, we've got a little something from a little somebody. It's from Wesley. If you didn't know. He says, hey, you gentlemen, just a short email this week. God, I can't wait for an easy fucking week. I guess that's work-related. What, if anything, have you ever come across that was huge in pop culture, but somehow passed you even though it was that popular? For me, like, I just found Supernatural. For someone going insane, from someone going insane, good afternoon, good evening, and good fucking night. Guess he was having a rough day that day.
I'm proud to say that I have not watched one frame of any Twilight film. And that's the truth.
Well, I think what he's
looking for is something that you kind of came into late. That's like this big thing, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm saying that because that was a big thing in pop culture, and I just didn't. I chose not to watch.
Well, no, but we're curious as to why you're mentioning it. Because we're looking. He's like asking for stuff that somehow passed you up. That's what came to your head.
I'm guessing because it's very huge in pop culture. You know, my ex-girlfriend at the time, was really big into it, and I just wouldn't watch it. It just didn't grab me.
No. What he means is something that you came too late that was awesome. Like that you go, how did I miss this?
Right. Even though I avoided it or whatever, but when I did give it a shot, it was actually really fucking good. Like I thought it was going to be shitty. Well, I do feel like I've hit that though.
Well, I'll just say,
jump in.
Everything that I ever watched, because I probably said it on the show, but you guys all know that I have this thing in my head that if it's very popular and everybody's on that, I refuse to watch it.
Right.
So I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan now, but I only jumped in at season 5, and that was because I was like, fuck that show. Has too big of a following. Everyone's fucking obsessed with it.
Yeah,
fuck
it can't
all
be
you
that good.
Motherfuckers. I did the same thing with The Walking Dead too.
Yeah.
I did that with a bunch of shit. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm a fucking weird motherfucker.
No. I get like that too. I get like that too with stuff where it's like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. It was like same thing with Mr. Robot. I felt like people I was hearing it from several different people, and they were all so vehement about it. Oh my God, you gotta check it out. You gotta fucking check it out. Did you start watching it yet? And I'm like, I'm gonna. And I'm like, oh my God, okay.
2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks is back.
I know. I'm shaking just thinking about it. But my point being that it was one of those ones for me that it was like. Granted, it's not like something like Supernatural or even Game of Thrones where there's that much of a back catalog, but it definitely feels like, oh man, I really should have been watching this. And,
right.
It feels like it was this is right in your wheelhouse. Like you should have been all over it. Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad for me too was one like that.
Well, that was it for me.
Oh, okay.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like the last season, and everyone was talking about it, and oh my God. And I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Right.
But at this point, I didn't have anything else on my radar, really, so I said, you know what? Before the show, let me see if I can watch the whole marathon, all those shows.
And catch up in time.
To catch the last of the new season.
Right.
Because they had that split in the middle of the last season.
Yes, right. They had a long break.
Right, so I figured, let me try and catch up.
That was a short window, too, to be eating up a lot of episodes like that.
But I did.
It was good. It was worth it.
Yeah, for me, it was Entourage.
Entourage.
I didn't really get into until a year after that show had gone off the air.
Okay.
And yeah, I just that's the show I really liked. I like those characters. I like the idea.
People were right.
Yeah.
Good morning. I'm David Hartman. Good morning, America. Good morning.
I like what the fuck are you doing?
I like the idea that
it's David Hartman from Good Morning America.
No, that I got. I guess I just wasn't. I wasn't.
Us old fucks got it.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I kind of figured that might have been a thing too.
6 foot. She was 6'13".
Right, out of the camera frame.
Yeah, and
former basketball player. He was the first host of Good Morning America. And he's
Good morning.
I got it. Good morning.
It's an insider's look at Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah, because I keep looking at him like, just jump in when they stop.
Jeremy Piven has... in terms of profanity, it's not quite Peter Capaldi on the thick of it,
right?
But it's really close.
It's in that wheelhouse.
The second best.
It's like the American version of that, or as close as you get.
Yeah, the second best filthy talker that I've ever heard.
Fair enough. Jay, any shows that fit the bill for you, kind of like this?
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. You were like, hey, that John Hartman guy, or whoever, fucking Phil.
David
Hartman. Phil's uncle.
No, I mean, I can probably name a handful of movies like that, but not shows. I mean, I think...
Not off the top of your head anyway.
No, I mean, the only reason why I didn't watch Daredevil is because I didn't have Netflix for a while.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then when it came on, I'm like, I knew I got to watch it, but not really, no. Yeah, I think it's more movies than shows.
Fair enough. And he's kind of putting it out, though, anything. Because he doesn't actually limit it to TV. We kind of all fell into TV because he mentioned Supernatural. But he's like, what, if anything? So, I guess even a movie like that. Actually, I came to Fight Club kind of like... It had been on video for a while or whatever, and I was like, when I finally watched it, I was like, oh yeah, this is like all that
Right.
all my testosterone immediately found its home, kind of a thing.
No, I went-
appealed to every male thing in me.
I went opening night on that. And I was
Oh,
like,
sure.
holy
No,
fuck,
yeah,
what the
Well, then-
fuck's this?
if it's not limited to TV, I
Sure.
could also say Nirvana.
There you go.
Because
That's a good call.
I was in a metal band at the time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Suddenly it became difficult for us to get shows.
Right. All the sound changed the
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
So
And I can see that too, where Nirvana was one of these things where it was like instantly huge. So it's almost like,
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, I'm going to resist, because I've done that too. But more with music, probably, now that you mention it. Probably more with music, where it's like, oh, this band took the fuck off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier.
yeah, I was pissed off for a while, and I was like, oh, fuck grunge, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I kind of
And
felt
then-
the same way. Yeah.
I got into it later.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You kind of come back around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I picked up the Nevermind album because it was hot and people were
Right.
talking about it. I went, oh, this is cool.
He's actually a very, very smart writer.
But I stopped after that first album.
Right.
Like anything after that, I'm kind of, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was more Alice in Chains for me.
you would.
Yeah.
You don't like Chains? You don't like
Well, no,
Alice
they're
in
more.
Chains?
They were actually a metal band when they got their deal. They actually had to redo their album, slow it down, to make it sound more grungy. And so the
To
final
make it
album
sound more heroin laced. I got
right.
you.
So yeah, so the final album sounds different. But if you go see them live and they do that album,
Oh, yeah, sure.
it's a lot. They play a lot faster.
But to be fair, they were around a couple years before.
Yeah,
As
They
a
were
metal
doing,
band.
Yeah, as a metal band, doing circuits and stuff. But I still liked them better, I thought.
word.
Word.
To your
Word.
mother.
Yo, that's not nice.
No, it's
He's got a
not.
thing
I'm not
for
a nice
mothers.
person.
Ed, make him stop.
Does it have to be his mother?
My mother.
Oh, your mother.
Could it be like his sister?
Yeah, make fun of my sister.
Sister's
Way
ass.
back to the Sister Sphincter thing.
Make fun of my sister.
That was actually from before we started recording.
I don't know. I was just falling into a Chip Chipperson thing. Make him stop.
Chapowski.
Take that out. Take that out, babe. All right.
You mean an Epi-Epperman thing?
No, Chip's a Jim Norton.
Just stay away from Uncle Paulie.
What are you wearing? Those pants look pretty
Google
tight on
search
you.
for Epi-Epperman.
Just sit on my lap for a little while. I'll give you candy. All right. So with that, we're gonna wrap it up. Once we get into the pedophile humor, that's time to go.
Good morning.
So I would like to remind anybody who hasn't checked it out yet to go check out Agent Palmer's tweets this week. All this week was the week of coffee, and he's got
I even
all-
chimed in.
That's true. That's true. He's got all kinds of crazy articles. It's some of it's history, some of it's about pop culture, some of it's
Uncle Jay giving him the finger,
There's that too.
drinking coffee.
I'm sure he appreciated.
He
the
loved it.
He appreciated the support.
It was
trust me.
retweeted a few times. I know that.
I got your coffee right here with a little bird. Little bird. He told me to take this picture.
That's why I want to help Heno out with his fucking campaign. Go to Idaho. Have some spuds.
I don't know if Idaho would agree with you.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I
just
think they
spit
might
him
kick
out.
him. Yeah, they'll kick him right out, right?
Probably.
And you'll be happy to go too at that point.
Yeah,
You'll be like,
exactly.
I was done with you anyway.
Fuck your potatoes.
Fuck your potatoes. They're real starchy. All right.
Hoops potatoes.
So with that, we're gonna say see you later.
Fuck instant
If
potatoes.
you're listening live, stick around. We got more to do.
Where are we at?
We are at the end. What do you mean?
Where are we at?
Like-
Each of us.
Oh, we're getting to that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I wasn't done.
Did-
I didn't throw it. I didn't throw it. I didn't throw it yet. I didn't throw it yet. I was gonna.
No, because you were telling me to move my mic,
Yeah.
but I gotta tell him where
He's
I'm
got to
at.
throw his handle out first before he moves his mic.
Absolutely.
So why you tell me to
It
move my
sounded
mic?
I
like-
gave you a silent signal that we're gonna go to the end. Then I was gonna come to you. You were gonna say whatever, and then you were gonna move the mic. I know I gave you a motion of like do it right now,
Okay.
but it didn't mean right
in
this
all,
second.
In all fairness, Bill, it did seem like you were skipping it. That's
Oh,
why
is that how it came off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I apologize for the false impression because I was rolling through a couple things. Jay? Ed?
At Edward O'Hare TBD.
Thank you. Jay was puffing that cigar back to life, so I
Yeah. We're good.
say
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay!
Uncle Jay! Jason Chickalese
Thank you.
with the CIC. Elise.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Okay.
Dom, say something.
I'm at Dom_Tory. That's TORRE on the Twitters.
Nice.
And Bob.
I'm at Bob WTPC.
There you go, folks.
You can follow Bill and the show at Wicked Theory and go to wickedtheory.com for all the good shit. And stay tuned for the after show.
Very nice.
I think that's about it.
Good morning.
I can't imagine anything else. Bob, take us home out of here.
Good morning.
Good evening. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I dropped the wrong mic.